We live. Top of the day to you, it's your favorite entrepreneur, Bernard Ponder, reporting live from my home office, creator and founder of Become Your Own CEO, Financial and Marketing Solutions. And today I have on one of my old school shirts. It's the commission shirt. Shout out to the commission. This is a marketing team we put together back in the day. It was all about getting to them commissions. We had to get that money, that moolah. However, again, today's video is about coming tax deductions, and I'm elated. And this is for people who do own a business and or looking to lower how much they pay in taxes. Like if you see all the money that's coming out in your job check, you want to figure out, man, how can I get that in my pocket? This video is for you. So this past weekend, I went to a training with my affiliate company, and we actually talked about coming tax deductions. A few of the things that we're going to talk about as far as what you can deduct is car, truck expenses, travel expenses, communication. Did you know that you can write off a percentage of your phone bill if you own a home-based business? Interest and wages. So this is a worksheet I do with pretty much all clients that I sit down with. And I think this will be good just to have that conversation about it. Things that you will need to actually run and operate to actually for you to see what are your tax deductions is to actually have a pen and definitely some, I always have scratch sheet of paper. So with these coming tax deductions, I want to start off with the first question is, what is your car's year, make, and model? And I want you to write that down. In this example, we're going to use a Honda, and I think it does 32 miles per gallon. And with this, when we did this worksheet at our workshop this past weekend, we Googled some of the information that was needed or whatnot. To like learn how much this, like we asked what kind of car, make, model do you have, and then we looked up what that car's mileage per gallon was, and it's 32 miles per gallon. At the end of this video, we're gonna show you all the potential deductions that you'll be able to have by starting and having a home-based business or just starting a business in general. What is the current gas price per gallon in your city? Write that down. What is the current gas price in your city? If you're watching this and you come back to it, pause the video and Google what is the common gas price. We looked ours up in Georgia, Atlanta. It's $2.36 to it was $2.37 to $2.39. So we just put $2.38 on this worksheet. And what is the 2019 mileage rate for business miles? So how you figure that out? You just simply type in on Google how much, if you're a business owner, that you can write off for it. And this year, 2019, is actually 58 cents per mile. You can write off 58 cents per mile that you travel. Yeah, so the formula is we actually take the miles per gallon times how many cents per mile, and we got $18.56 per gallon of gas used for business. That's how you're going to be able to calculate how much in gas or whatnot as far as driving expenses that you do. That simple formula there. What's the make and model of your car? How many miles per gallon do you get? What is the current gas price in your community? And what is the rate for business going for the current year that you're in? So that's how you figure that out. So we had 32 miles per gallon, 58 cents per mile, got you $18.56 in this example per gallon of gas used for business. Now, the next question is, from home to your job, how many miles do you travel? This young lady in our example drove 36 miles per day to work, there and back, 5 days per week. That's 180 potential business miles. And keep in mind, it's saying work your job or work your business part-time. So she drove 36 miles times 5 days. That's 180 potential business miles that we can calculate. So now when we go back to our 58 cents per mile, you take the $180 potential business miles, you times that by 58 cents per mile. Now she has $104.40 weekly business miles that she can now deduct every single month in taxes. And that's 1 week. So 4 weeks, that's $400 some odd dollars. Hello, America. That you can possibly bring it back on your job from your job check. So weekly business miles deduction is 104 times 50 weeks. That's 5,220 potential deduction dollars for the year 2019, because we got the 2019 business miles. Powerful. If you want this worksheet, I will give it to you. Be sure to DM me, DM our team, to Create Your Own Economy movement, for that piece. So the next piece is travel expenses. So travel expenses is pretty dope. The average dollar amount spent on yearly travel, including vacation, Thanksgiving, Christmas, spring break, all of those kind of things. Let's say that you spend $100 per night. So you only stay for 2 nights. Let's say that you just happen to go to Texas, right? And being that you are a business owner and you went to Texas and your family reunion was there, right? This is how you be able to write off travel expenses, right? And just so happened, you happen to talk about common tax deductions because you actually own a business that has to do with finances. You share business cards, whatever. This is what qualifies you. You can go look at the publications and talk to your tax professional to go see that. But lodging, let's say it is $100 per night, 2 nights. If you did that per month, that's $600 for the year. Airfare, if you're traveling back and forth, let's say $250 every 90 days or 3 times a year. How many times do you travel? $250, that's $750 worth of travel. And you got to add up what your personal is so you can figure this out. Rental car. How much is your rental car? Let's say it was $300. So we want to add in here meals as well. So meals may have been $300, right? Hey, thank you for the love. Tune in. But we're talking about common tax deduction right now. So total travel expenses from all of that, lodging, airfare, rental car, the mileage times however much it was. For this example, is $1,950 in potential tax deductions for your business. The third thing I want to talk about is communication expenses. What can you write off when it comes to communication? That's cell phone. Those are different, whatever you use for communication. Let's say your monthly cell phone plan is $70. When we did this training this past weekend, we timed it times 12 months. So now when it comes to expenses for business, is $70 times 12 months is $840 in potential tax deductions that you'll be able to write off. That's pretty dope. Hey boss, welcome. Monthly internet plan. I know some people internet plan like $200. Some people got $100. Some people got the hookup, But let's say that your average internet bill is about $50. You times that times 12, that's $600 in potential tax deductions. Again, we want you to look at what you make at your job. Look at that little percentage at the bottom and says how much taxes are they taking out. If you start a home-based business, these are the potential things that you now have access to writing off that you wasn't normally being able to do it because they give these codes to the business owners because you're serving the community. You're serving a greater community. So that's why you get the tax deductions. Humbly, this is why Trump has not paid taxes in years because he sends all of it through business. All of it through business. And I've really encouraged you to become your own CEO so you can take advantage of all of these kind of tax breaks. And anybody who actually wants to just see what kind of other tax deductions that they can get, just send us a message here and we can actually schedule time, Skype, whatever, Zoom, and we can go through this kind of thing for your own personal expenses. So the next thing, the fourth thing is interest. And again, we want to keep our interest rates as low as possible. You see on this page, we talk a lot about credit repair because when you minimize your expenses, when you minimize all the expenses that you have, your credit score goes up. And that's really good because interest is something you pay in advance for something you couldn't afford in the first place. So if you could minimize your expenses and that automatically lowers your interest rate, by default, that's pretty a dope thing. Let's say car insurance interest for the whole entire year. If you're paying the car note every month, you pay interest by default. This is why I was saying things you're going to do anyway. Car insurance, let's say $800. You can't write off all of the interest, right? But you can write off a percentage of it. So 40% of it is business use. I want you to write that down when you go back and you look at this video. But look at whatever your expenses is in interest on your car. You can write off the interest. You can't really write off the car stuff, but you can write off the interest on your car being a business owner. So 40% of that is for business use because you're not always doing business. However, but 40% of a whole entire year is utilizing business. That's $320 worth of potential deductions just in the interest alone. The fifth thing is I wanted to talk to you guys today about was the wages. So, I love this. I finally have a child, so I can finally kind of correlate how this actually relates to actually owning a business. That it's 52 weeks in a year, and they say that you can actually give your child a stipend or allowance. This is what we typically call it, allowance. And now you can actually write that off as a business expense, because if I use my daughter's picture on my website as promotion for home-based business dads or something like that, that allows us to actually, thank you for sharing. That actually allows you to, if I put my baby up as a picture for marketing my business, that is now a part. She's now an employee or whatever, a part of my business that you can legally now write off and give a stipend or an allowance to your child, however many children that you have per week. So if you gave your child $50, and the thing is, even if my daughter is less than 2 years old right now, doesn't mean that I'm directly giving her $50 every week that I market her or whatever. But you can put it in a trust fund. You can put it in different things, but that money goes towards her. So that's how you can actually, as far as wages, be able to add your children as a tax deductible write-off. So let's say, example, you gave your children $50 for $50 a month to help you build your business. I know one of my partner, Chuck, he always, at our events, when we have home meetings, he'll have his daughter have people sign in. He'll have his daughter pass out food or different things or straighten up his office. You can pay your kids for doing things like that around the house or whatever to actually have home-based meetings or whatever it takes to actually operate your business. So let's say you pay your children $50 for 12 months. That's $600 now that if you adjust your W-4 the correct way, you can actually now be bringing in a lot more cash flow towards your pockets for now expenses for you to actually do more in business, be able to market more, run ads online a lot easier. All right. So if you just add up all of these things that we're going to do anyway, if somebody in the chat box type anyway, because these are things that we're going to do anyway, but the people who don't capitalize on a home-based business or even just getting the LLC and starting a business, you miss out on a lot of money. So this is the purpose of me doing this video is for you to see how much money you could be bringing in on top of that. I like to always bring this up, and I'm gonna give you the total potential deductions. But if a person makes $50,000 a year and spends $50,000 and 1 cent, that person is broke on a higher level and a lot more broker than a person. If a person only made $20,000 a year, but they only spent $16,000, that person has $4,000 cash flow versus this person who's negative 1 cent in the whole entire year. So this is how you're able to get more money back from if you do work a job in total deduction. So at the end of this worksheet, we get up to add up all the potential deductions in each category. I talked about car, truck expenses today. We had 5,220 potential deductions. Travel expenses was $1,950. Communication expenses was $608.40. Interest rate for your car was $320. Wages for paying your children was $600 potential deductions for the year. So when you add all that up, that comes up to $9,530 at a 24%, average 24%. You want to times that all of those deductions times 24. Personal tax rate, that is the personal tax rate. You actually have $2,287 that you could have saved this year and or put towards your marketing expenses or whatever you need to use that capital for building business. And I will say this at the end, this is a disclaimer. This worksheet is an illustrative example of expenses that could possibly be converted into business deductions. Associates are advised to keep good tax records and submit those records to a qualified small business tax professional who can properly complete their tax return and give the most accurate amount in taxes saved from true business deductions claims. The powerful thing about everything that I just shared, and I'm closing and I'm wrapping up right now. Salute to all everybody who just tuned in. Is that this is powerful, and I don't even know what to say after that point, but that is powerful. $2,287 in tax savings is what we just went over, and showing people how to be able to write off things they were going to do anyway. If you got some value from this, please like the page, share with somebody else, leave a comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Bernard Ponder. But until next time, God bless, be blessed. I got work to do, and I know you do too. So see you on the next video, and create your own economy and become your own CEO too.